Hey everybody, welcome. It's February 25th, 2021. This is just actually for new viewers, you should get a lot of information on the new PPP program for self-employed individuals that was just opened up yesterday. And for existing subscribers and people who viewed me yesterday, there's some updates. There's some technical updates I made to the spreadsheet, and a couple more pieces of information after doing a little more research yesterday that I also added here. So it's the new viewers are going to benefit the most. Sorry for the redundancy in the old viewers and a little fixing some mistakes. So let's recap what is going on here. Let me go ahead and present my screen, and let's do this here. So let's go into let's just recap what this is, right? So yesterday, the SBA finally opened up the window to prioritize applications for PPP loans for self-employed individuals, small businesses under 20 employees, partnerships as well. And they created this window which started yesterday that goes to March 9th. So they're going to give priority to all those small businesses. And so this is a great opportunity. You're going to want to act fast if you think you qualify, and we'll go over that criteria in a second. So let's look at what are some of the key characteristics. Less restrictions on previously incarcerated small business owners. Immigrant business owner can now apply if they have an ITIN. So if you're not a citizen yet, but you have a temporary identification number, you can apply. This is wonderful news to all those families that work here and are trying to get citizenship, but not there yet. If you're delinquent on any student loans, you can still apply. Self-employed individuals with no payroll are eligible. Priority window, like I said, February 24th to March 9th. And then, of course, the gross receipts test still applies. What does that mean for people who have not even explored this? It means that you had to have experienced at least a 25% decline year over year in your revenue from comparing 2020 to 2019. There's also another option for the gross receipts test. Sorry, it's early in the morning. And that is to compare any quarter in 2020 to the same quarter in 2019. And if you did experience a 25% drop, you're eligible. So that's actually even more forgiving criteria. That's more forgiving criteria to qualify for this. So that's really nice. And then you're going to take your average earnings. This was from a blog from another larger firm. However, I'll cover that in a second. It's not necessarily self-employment earnings. It may or may not be. According to the SBA, it's actually just 100% of your net profit on Schedule C, line 31. But I'll cover that in a second. And that's 2.5 times, not percent. Okay. And then you're capped at 100,000. Okay. So if your self-employment earnings were more than 100, you have to reduce it down to 100,000 and take the average on the 100,000. This is going to be a first draw loan for anyone that didn't receive PPP last year. So when you go into the application, it's not second draw, it's first draw. So keep that in mind. And then don't forget about the targeted EIDL grant. If you qualify, you can receive up to $10,000. If you're in the low income opportunity zone, or you're in a low economic income zone, you can qualify for $10,000. And this is in addition to the PPP. So just keep that in mind. There's no coordination between the two. They're totally separate. Key takeaway: more stimulus for small business owners and the self-employed in 2021. Great news. They need it. We all need it. And then these are my references, and they're on my website at opsifine.com under current news. I have links, and you can go there and check out more information to help you do these calculations. So let's get into the actual. That's a different video. That's a whole other ballgame. All right, so new SBA. These are the calculations. Net profit according to the SBA. Again, I read an article yesterday because I couldn't find anything from the SBA. So, I was up at 4 in the morning because based on a nice comment I got from Tony, who emailed me directly saying, "Hey, Ted, I think your dates are a little off," and he was right. So I got up super early because obviously this is, moving fast and you have to get this stuff out there fast. So this is what I found from the SBA, which confirmed that, they just want us to use the net profit. This is SBA. Find your 2019 IRS Form 1040C line 31 net profit. And then it tells you, obviously, you reduce it to 100,000. Let me see if I can make that bigger. And then calculate the average monthly net profit. So I don't know where that other firm got the 92.35. I know where that number comes from on Schedule, but according to the SBA, you're able to use the gross. So that's good. So that's an update for the existing subscribers and whoever is coming back to view this a second time. New viewers, you don't have to run through this a second time, hopefully. But subscribe anyway, just in case. All right, so we got that. So we have the 41, 66, 67. This is the net profit from line 31. And this is basically a simple spreadsheet. It's a gross receipts testing spreadsheet. All I did is simple math in a spreadsheet. If you have basic spreadsheet skills, this is really easy to set up. And all I'm doing is just basically calculating the change year over year if you're going to use the annual method, okay? If you are going to use the quarter method, because, let's say, you actually may have done better overall in 2020, but maybe one of those quarters dipped, well, then use the quarter method. So it's either or, okay? So that's how you're going to get to your loan request. So you're going to basically take your profit and your net profit divided by 12, and then you're always going to take the total profit, even if you had a better year, as long as your gross receipts test in any one quarter meets the eligibility gross receipts test, you're good to go. So I'm going to take that 50,000 and I'm going to go and request 2.5 times that. Okay. So that's how that's going to work. And now, can you use the 2020, information? Even if let's say you did have one quarter a dip, but overall you were better in 2020. Can you use the 2020 number? I don't think so. Because it says here use 2019. So that could be another follow-up. Again, subscribe, because I don't, that could be another follow-up. I don't know. I'm just being conservative on this. So to be conservative, use 2019 numbers. Okay, so that's that. And then one more thing is, let's get back to the actual application. This is a manual application. Most people are going to be doing this online through portals from various banks. And you're going to check one of these boxes, either sole proprietor, partnership, one of these boxes. For purposes of this video, I'm going to assume just a self-employed individual. A self-employed individual is a sole proprietor and more than likely is an independent contractor. So a little redundancy there. I don't think, you could check any one of these three if that's you. And, just fill in your name, year of establishment, this and that. If you were not in business in 2019 and you were in 2020, then you're going to use your average. That's the case where you would use your average earnings in 2020 and your 2020 Schedule C potentially. And the guidance on that is about as clear as mud, unfortunately. If you read through this, it kind of walks you through, well, what if you weren't in business in 2020, then what periods to use? I mean, if you weren't in business in 2019, what periods to use? And honestly, it's about as clear as mud there. So it's as far as analyzing the quarters. So you're going to want to just still try and use the year overall for the numbers, and just make sure you qualify on a quarter by quarter basis or annual basis. So, all right, back to the application. This is a very confusing box. Applicant meets size standard. I'm generically SBA industry size standard. I check that. And here's where I'm going to enter. Obviously, you're going to enter all your other information, answer all the questions. It's not that complicated. This is a very easy form to fill out. And this is where I got my number for my spreadsheet. Whether you use a pencil and paper or spreadsheet or Google Sheets, 4167 and 10417, right? And that's what we got there. Number of employees if it's just you one. Purpose of it is payroll costs. You know, they're saying payroll costs is synonymous with self-employment earnings, utilities, covered expenses. If you have rent, office facility, check that off. If any of these apply, just check off. The more you apply, the more you check off, the better, assuming that you have these expenses, because you'll want to be able to have that apply as many costs as you can for forgiveness later. So that's about it. Sorry for, again, the existing people who watched this yesterday. Hopefully this added a little more clarity to the conversation. And if there's going to be more updates, I will post them. Your comments are extremely helpful. And I thank you so much. Best of luck. Reach out or leave a comment if you have some questions. And for those of you who haven't subscribed, please subscribe, if only just to get updates when I have to make them, because I can't, once you view it and I do make an update and you don't subscribe, I can't help you. I can't fix any mistakes potentially. So anyway, have a great day, everybody, and look forward to your comments and questions. Take care.